ICT's mentorship is the mentorship that gave me the glue for everything else that I learned.
This is the buy that we caught last week. As you can see,
you can take a low quality setup, but odds are your emotions are going to get involved more easily because it's a low quality setup.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy ZC Trades, man. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm in my loud ass car, and whoever told me start wearing your seatbelts in your YouTube videos, I wear them just for you, my boy. And I only wear them in my YouTube videos. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Bad habit. We all got them, gang. But yeah, right now we on our way back to the crib. I just want to put us some coffee, man. I was beat up this morning. I was tired as shit. Couldn't figure out why. But either way, we still got to come through and perform. Today is the first day that I open a Discord to the public community. I do have one person in the VIP chat that hopefully if they active, I will be live trading with them. If not, I'm just going to be sending what I'm looking at and being active in the public community. If you are not in the Discord, the link is in my Instagram bio at ZC Trades, and I am going to start putting the link in the description of these videos. So, also, I do want to mention this week or next week, I most likely am going to go grab a camera so that I could get off of this phone and bring y'all better quality. Also, I want to be able to record me talking in the VIP chat because I'm going to be dropping a lot of gems. I'm not going to lie. The VIP chat is going to get most of the love because those are going to be the people that are paying for value. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that put their trust in me and actually fuck with me as a human being. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be giving them value about everything, about life, bro. That's going to be gang for real. But don't worry, I'm going to show love to the public chat as well. It's just not going to be the same. VIP is very important people. You know what I'm saying? So we about to be back at the crib. I'm about to... And also, you know what? Before I get back to this crib, I want to let y'all know, I really do surface level analysis on my YouTube videos. Whenever I'm taking a trade, I really be giving a lot of game. You know what I'm saying? I trade SMC. If you guys don't know, I learned from ICT. I've learned from a lot of traders actually, but ICT is just the one who changed the game for me. In specific, the 2022 mentorship model. I also watched the Sniper Scout series, I believe it was, and a few more playlists that he has up there. The only one that I finished in full was the Scalper one, or the Sniper one, and the 2022 mentorship model. Other than that, I saw enough, and I was able to go into the markets and just reap what I've got off of live experience. ICT's mentorship is the mentorship that gave me the glue for everything else that I learned. Everything else that I learned from all of these other mentors, it didn't provide me with a narrative. ICT provides a narrative. He provides a reason why the markets move the way they do. And after a long time of studying him, you realize that it's very hard to prove him wrong. And that is the type of mentor that you want. I'm hoping that this group gets mostly filled with ICT traders and smart money concept traders, because regardless of whether we trade the same strategy or not, the narrative behind the market, if it's not the same, is very, very similar. Very similar. And honestly, I think I see the most success out of ICT traders. I don't know, it could be just the way that my social media algorithm runs. You know how that go, but I see mostly ICT traders being successful. So let's get in there. Let's look at the charts. And like I said, y'all get a lot of game simply off of me just showing why I'm taking these trades and the trades that I'm taking and the outcome of them. But VIP is going to get most of the game. VIP is going to get more game than I've ever gave on this Instagram. They're going to be able to ask me questions directly. They're going to be able to share their screens with me. Everything. Mind you, this is my first Discord. It's going to be my first day running it. So if you are in the Discord already, bear with me. It's going to take me a minute to get used to this, but I will get used to it. And it's only going to get better and better. So let's get inside.
all right, YouTube, so that's why I need a camera. Because I was just giving bro hella game on here.
All right, YouTube, so right now we just sitting here, we're waiting for our entry. We still have not got our entry. It's about 11 o'clock. Typically, if I don't get my entry around 11 o'clock, it'll come in the lunch hour or in the PM session. Typically, I don't like trading the PM session because I go to work around that time. Also, I feel like I want to continue the video, so I'm not able to edit it and upload it when I get home from work. But it just is what it is, man. We're sending out these signals in the chat. Not sure if anybody's seeing them. I'm not sure if people trade at a different time than us, because we do have people in here who are on a different time zone and whatnot. But either way, it's important to have your standards high when it comes to the charts. We were talking to one person in the VIP, and I feel like he's kind of rushing his trades, or maybe he rushed his trade today because he only has about 40 minutes in the AM session where he can trade. So he's switching to London session. That'll be good for him because he'll have more time to actually sit down, look at the charts. He's not obligated to go to work or anything like that. So taking your time when trying to find a setup is very important, because you want to take the highest quality setup. Not only that, this is a high quality setup. However, it's taken forever to retrace and to come give me my entry. So this takes time sometimes. Even though we say we only want to be in the markets for about an hour, 2 hours max, sometimes, like today, if I were to sit at this market until I got my entry, I would probably be here until PM session, because this is probably going to be the complete daily range. It'll probably give me my entry and then take forever to run to my TP. It's important to have the time to be able to sit down, or it's important to be able to have the time to actually make a good calculated decision on what you want to do in these markets, and try not to have expectations of when the trade is going to play out or when you're going to get your entry, because a lot of times we just want the market to run here and then run there, but that's not really the reality of this. The market has to consolidate for a little bit. It has to liquidity grab. It has to create new targets for price to come back to. This is an algorithm at the end of the day. So the algorithm has to run in a way where it's efficient for itself. And we capitalize on the inefficiencies. And we wouldn't be able to capitalize on these efficiencies as much as we do if the market was creating inefficiencies and then efficiently filling them in immediately. You know what I'm saying? Running here and then running there how we really want to. We wouldn't be able to capitalize on these opportunities like this. We wouldn't be able to find easy TPs as easily. I'm going to show y'all a breakdown of this trade right here, the same breakdown that I showed VIP. I want y'all to really understand, like in VIP, the whole goal is to reach down and help everybody become a self-sustainable trader. The strategy I use is the 2022 mentorship model, but what I'm realizing is it's the same strategy that a lot of people are using. They just don't have a complete understanding of what they're doing yet. And so that's the goal with VIP. Within a year in VIP, I want you to be able to drop signals in the chat and we're looking at the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But let me show y'all the breakdown of this trade. I hate Mondays, but today is just obvious and these are the best days, so let's do it. So right now on ES, we're just waking around, we're just bullshitting, we're consolidating, and this is nothing but time distortion. There's no news today. However, we do have this huge landslide. We're on the 2-minute chart. I'm expecting price to gravitate toward this volume imbalance right here. And either price is going to get smacked down and just completely go lower off of that volume imbalance, or get smacked down and play here for a little bit, boost above it, and then use it to go higher. Because we do have volume imbalances up here in this area. We have this one on the 2-minute. And then not only that, we have one on the 3-minute that I marked up. Now, I don't know if y'all remember me saying, but if you find a volume imbalance on one time frame and then drop into a lower time frame, and you see a volume imbalance in the same spot, for example, we saw that volume imbalance on the 3-minute, and we also see one on the 1-minute, this is the volume imbalance that I want to go with. This one as well, you know what, let's go ahead and mark that up because I want to show y'all. I know y'all can probably barely see that, but you'll be able to see it in a minute. That 1-minute volume imbalance is not there on the 3-minute chart, but it is there on the 2-minute chart. See, the 3-minute volume imbalance though is not there on the 2-minute chart. So on the 3-minute, we have a volume imbalance, and that's the highest time frame that I can see a volume imbalance, unless there is one on the 5-minute, and there isn't one on the 5-minute. So being as there's one on the 3-minute, which is the highest time frame that I can find a volume imbalance in the same spot as one on the lower time frame, if y'all understand what I'm saying. So essentially, the most profitable volume imbalances are ones that you can find on a higher time frame. You mark that up and then drop to a lower time frame, whether that's 2-minute, 1-minute, 30-second, and you see a volume imbalance sitting in the same exact spot. For example, we see one sitting in the same spot on the 3-minute chart as we do on the 1-minute chart. Let's say we found a volume imbalance on the 15-minute, and then we drop into a 5-minute, and we see the volume imbalance in the same exact spot. The 15-minute markup that we didn't have to mark up another one on the 5-minute chart because it's sitting in the exact same spot. Those are the highest probability volume imbalances. All right, let's get into the breakdown. Okay, so on the daily chart on ES, you can clearly see we're sitting in volume imbalances. Pay attention to the close of this bullish candle and the open of this bearish candle. But not only that, we have the close of this bullish candle and the open of this bearish candle as well. So I marked up this whole area as a volume imbalance. Now we drop down to a 4-hour chart and we're able to see, I'm gonna drop it to a 1-hour chart so that you can see better. We're able to see better that this right here is where we began at in the beginning of this session. We created a relative equal high and swooped up some liquidity from an old New York session high. I gave VIP some game about that, about the kill zones, and if they implement it, they're definitely going to start seeing the market in a completely different way. So it does look like we are getting our push here now, but on the 15-minute chart, you can see we created relative equal highs. So price is expected to come back to this area, and this gray box is that daily volume imbalance. So if we grab this liquidity here, most likely we are going to sell off or push past it and use this area to rebound us higher. These lows right here are possibly what we are targeting for the day, because these lows are New York session lows, New York AM, New York lunch, and New York PM session lows. If I had to choose one, I would most likely choose this area right here, because this area is rebalancing this large wick right here. And I believe this wick is from news, actually. I could be wrong, but I believe it's from news. So we drop to a 5-minute chart. We see a clear cut direction in price action. Price is pushing down. We have this large SIBI right here. Not only that, in a premium of the range, we have a bunch of volume imbalances. And that's where we get into the 3-minute chart, where we see this volume imbalance sitting about in the premium of the fair value gap and a premium of this range as a whole. And so I would only be looking to sell off in this market at about this area right here. And we'll see. What I was thinking was price was going to rebound here, push higher above this, and we could use this as an easy TP. But being as price just took that liquidity, I would be looking for price to create some type of relative equal low. Similar to these right here, this is an easy TP as well, this whole area right here, because this is just simply consolidation from Asian session. Now, price most likely will rebound because of this large gap right here. It seems as if price just wanted to fill this in, maybe come to the discount of the range and then push up. But if we go and we look at YM has been grabbing liquidity this whole session. So on YM, if we found a good spot to take this sell, it would be easy money. Not only that, we have relative equal lows right here that YM most likely going to push towards, and London session lows right here that it's pushing towards. Not only that, we have New York session lows down here. This is the buy that we caught last week. As you can see, if I could hold trades over the weekend with this TopStep account, we would have went ahead and hit full TP, but we ended up closing at 410. It is what it is. But this is the area that I would assume that YM is, I can almost guarantee that YM is going to take out this liquidity today. Now on NASDAQ, we've been consolidating in this area for a little while. To me, it looks like it wants to push up a little bit higher, but it has really no reason to, at least no reason that we can see on this 3-minute chart. On the 5-minute chart, we can see it pushing up a little bit higher to here. And if it does push up a little bit higher to here, which it may because it's rejecting to go lower, on ES, we should begin to see a push at least into this area right here, at least into this 5-minute SIBI, this 5-minute fair value gap right here, or at least into this area right here. So we just got to wait around and see. It's just a waiting game, but being as it is 11:09, we most likely won't get this trade until the PM session. So if I do end up taking a trade, it'll be right before I go to work, and I'll make sure I put it on camera for y'all boys, man. All right, Joe, so it is now 1:17. It's the PM session. I did a lot of cleaning up in between sessions or whatever. Had to get a lot of shit straight, but let me show y'all what I'm seeing on the markets. So this is NQ. These are two volume imbalances that price just ran past. I was looking at them and thinking, if these relative equal highs weren't here and we didn't have all of this volume that came into the market at that time, creating all of the displacement on YM and ES, I would be looking at this sell. But being as the highs are just so much money up there, is just
the algorithm is going to want to snatch that up. I'm not going to take this sale. Plus, we have this wick right here on NASDAQ, right? This wick right here on YM, and those red lines are volume imbalance. And this wick right here on ES as well. Not only that, look at this. This is engineered price action. This is no coincidence. Price is going to come back up and take this out. Plus, we never rebalanced this range right here. This range happened after 9:30 open. This top candle is 9:30. Price had a landslide. We never even rebalanced to the equilibrium of this range. So price should come up. Whether it's in this session or by tomorrow, price should be coming up. So I'm not really looking at this sell. Plus the wick, this long wick right here on ES, YM, and on NASDAQ, I'm good, bro. I'm not looking at this sell. I'm just gonna patiently wait for price to come up. If I get a buy setup, I'll most likely take a buy setup. We did come down and scoop up liquidity. All of the liquidity that was scooped up on ES, NASDAQ, and YM, they were all scooping up New York session lows. So I'm just gonna sit around and wait. I'm gonna leave for work in about an hour. Hopefully I can catch a setup or put some type of order in. But if we don't, it's all good, bro.
What's good, YouTube? So you already know I'm outside with it, man. If the sun out, I'm out. So right now, we have not taken a trade at all for the day. We might not even get a trade for the day, but if I don't get a trade, it is what it is, man. Sometimes you got to be cool with just seeing your move play out and it playing out without you. At least you have the vision to be able to call out this move and say, this is why it's going to go here, and this is why. Come on, man. You want to say what's up? Now, you know what? Sometimes it's just going to be like that. I would say I get at least one setup a week like that. If not in a week, then in 2 weeks for sure, where I call a move, it's going to go here, and I just don't get my entry. Sometimes, well, I would say this. When you only take your entries in a premium of a price range or in a discount of a price range, sometimes it's not going to pull back that far. Sometimes it's only going to pull to the consequent encroachment of a range, or sometimes it's going to rebalance that range in a different session, maybe the next session, maybe tomorrow. Or sometimes you're targeting a pool of liquidity and price isn't gonna go run that pool of liquidity until the next session or until tomorrow. It's just like that sometimes. And after a while of you seeing it, you begin to understand. This morning in VIP, once I saw how price ran and then consolidated and then tried to keep running, even though it didn't run in the AM session, I said in VIP, I'm like, we're most likely not going to get this entry until lunch or PM session. And if we don't get it, then it's going to pull up tomorrow. And that just may be what happens. If I do take an entry on this trade before I leave, I will put that in this vlog. But for right now, I'm going to say that this vlog is pretty much over, man. That's about all I got for y'all. So the message of today is don't get greedy. If you mark up a nice setup and let's say you're asking for a lot and you don't get your entry, don't sit there and be like, maybe I'm asking for too much. Don't sit there and be in your bag because you didn't get your entry. Bro, listen, it's okay to have high standards. You want to have high standards. When it comes to women and men, when it comes to choosing your partner, do you want high standards? You should have high standards. When it comes to how you carry yourself, you should have high standards. So have high standards when you're trading. You can take a low quality setup, but odds are your emotions are going to get involved more easily because it's a low quality setup. It's not the setup that you wanted. I learned that lesson when I would miss my setups and then take a lower quality setup and then watch my setup play out later in the day. And I'm like, fuck, I should have just waited. Take that lesson, man. There's always going to be more setups. There's always going to be more setups. You will trade 100 more days, 1,000 more days. You will trade for the rest of this year. Maybe you're trying to pass a prop firm quickly, but listen, me as well. If I would have gotten my entry to this trade, I would have only needed one more trading day to pass 3 of these challenges. But I didn't, and it's okay because there's going to be more days like that. So like I said, have high standards. Don't lower your standards just because you didn't get your entry, because it's going to happen sometimes, and it's always going to happen sometimes. And that's just going to be what it is. YouTube, that's about all I got. If I do take this trade, I will put the result of it at the end of this video. I'm going to be editing this video while I'm on break at work. The grind don't stop. I'm back on it. Hey, yeah, man. If y'all want to trade with me, join VIP. The link is in the bio of my Instagram at ZC Trades. And it's also in the bio of my YouTube. So, like I always say, tighten up. And I'm going to get with y'all boys in the next one, man. Peace.